Channel 11 News starts with severe weather Team 11 coverage.
A live look from the Channel 11 tower cam. Plenty of clouds out there, but some of us are getting a break from the rain right now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Gordon Lesh.
And I'm Catherine Menta. If you do head outside this afternoon, you'll notice it's much cooler today. Meteorologist Danielle Dozier is tracking the changes in Severe Weather Center 11.
Yeah, hey guys, I had to check the calendar just to see that it was, yes, indeed, the 5th of May. We've got the cloud cover out there. We've been dealing with some scattered showers this morning. Right now, they're confined to the north and east of the city, also a few around Uniontown, but you can see here a closer look through Armstrong County, Clarion County, and Indiana County, where they're getting some light passing showers. Yes, the temperatures are much cooler than this time yesterday, on the order of 20 to 25 degrees colder. Right now, it's 50 in the city and in Greensburg, 48 in Beaver, and 49 in Butler. I'm afraid to say we are not getting into the 70s like we had out there yesterday. It's going to be a rather cool afternoon, so I'll walk you through that forecast, and I'll let you know when some more widespread rain moves back into the forecast coming up.
I think it'll be good for everybody.
Just sitting at a bar having a burger.
Doesn't that sound nice? COVID restrictions coming to an end. The governor making that big announcement yesterday ahead of the big summer holidays like Memorial Day and the 4th of July. As for Memorial Day, restrictions will be lifted on everything except wearing a mask.
And we expect to hear from Allegheny County leaders later today about the changes. County Executive Rich Fitzgerald already said he put out a statement saying it's good news for the state and county. And here's a breakdown on what's happening on Memorial Day. That's May 31st. All state-imposed restrictions will go away, so restaurants can have their normal capacity. Businesses won't have to limit the number of people inside. The state also said municipalities and school districts can continue with their own restrictions if they want. As for face masks, we'll have to keep wearing masks until 70% of the state population is fully vaccinated, and that's a big hill to climb because right now 32% of Pennsylvanians are fully vaccinated.
And as with any big change, naturally, there's bound to be some anxiety for people. We heard from people who were happy about what's about to happen. Others say ending the restrictions makes them a little nervous.
It's something new. Nobody knows what's happening. It's the first time for this, so what do you got to do? You got to sit there and wait out it.
There are younger people who didn't get the vaccination yet, and there are still older people who didn't either. So that's put them at a higher risk.
Members of the state's COVID task force tell us lifting these restrictions is exactly what businesses need to recover from the pandemic. And don't forget, you can always find a full breakdown of the state's announcement and all the changes on the WPXI News app.
New cases of COVID-19 in children continue to drop. Roughly 72,000 new child cases were reported last week. It's the second consecutive week where there's been a decline in new pediatric cases following increases in March and April. A vaccination clinic is underway right now at Heinz Field for Pittsburgh public school students. That's for students 16 years and older who attend public, charter, private, or parochial schools in the city. Students had to get a signed permission form or bring a parent or guardian.
Now to a developing story. At least one state lawmaker wants to change the age of consent for all approved vaccines. State Senator Amanda Cappelletti says that she'll be introducing a bill that would allow kids as young as 14 to consent to CDC recommended vaccines. Under the bill, parents would not be able to override a minor's consent. State law already allows minors age 14 and over to consent to inpatient mental health treatment, and she says her bill would largely mirror that law, and she's calling on other lawmakers to co-sponsor the bill. Former President Donald Trump will not return to Facebook for now. The company's oversight board voted to keep the ban in place. It was suspended 4 months ago, the page, Facebook said, for inciting violence that led to the January 6th Capitol riot. While upholding the suspension, the board faulted Facebook for the way it made the decision, saying it was, quote, not appropriate to suspend him indefinitely. The board says Facebook has 6 months to re-examine the ban.
Not enough truck drivers could mean not enough gas at the pumps this summer, and that could have a ripple effect. Channel 11's Alyssa Raymond learned why so many tanker trucks are sitting empty.
There's plenty of gas, there's plenty of trucks. So what's the problem? You're looking at it. 25% of the country's tanker trucks are just sitting in parking lots with no one to drive them. That's according to the National Tank Truck Carriers. Dwayne Sargent has been in the trucking industry for 30 years. He also trains drivers at Keystone Diesel in Butler. He says there's an inordinate amount of carriers looking for drivers right now. The trucking industry has been dealing with a shortage of drivers for the past 5+ years now. When the pandemic hit and the demand for gas fell, drivers left the industry. Driving schools such as Keystone Diesel also got shut down, halting the pipeline of new drivers, making the shortage even worse. And now that demand for gas is back up and is expected to continue to grow as we head into the summer travel months, the industry is scrambling to figure out how to get the supply to gas stations and other customers.
On average, we'll probably get at least 2 calls a day saying, hey, we're looking for drivers. I laugh and joke about it and said if I had a vending machine and could produce them, boy, we'd be retired by now.
They'll hire 40 or 50 guys today if you can get them. I mean, they're turning away customers because of drivers, not because of the availability of freight.
Commercial driver's license training at Keystone has been up and down. Last summer, it was up. For a period of 6 months, training classes were booked out for 3 months. That's no longer the case, but Sargent hopes that starts to change. Speaking of change, he says it's the perfect time to change careers. I spoke to someone who decided to do just that. I'm working on that story for Channel 11 News at 5, plus the incentives the truck industry is using to get more drivers. Reporting in Butler County, Alyssa Raymond, Channel 11 News.
Alyssa, thank you. A state trooper has filed a federal lawsuit against the Greensburg barracks, claiming he was harassed and retaliated against because he's black. Attorneys for Trooper Tavin Davis claim that troopers use the N-word and racially profiled members of the black community while on the job. It also claims troopers hung a garden gnome outside his locker room door with duct tape around the neck to make it look like a noose. And according to his lawyers, leadership barred him from certain training. A spokesperson with state police told our partners at the Trib they could not comment on pending litigation. Channel 11 did reach out to state police, but so far have not heard back.
A Target 11 follow-up. There's conflicting information over when the state first learned about exposed contact tracing data for thousands of Pennsylvanians. The state health department told Target 11 investigator Rick Earl they were not aware of the compromised data until we showed it to them a couple of weeks ago. But an email obtained by Target 11 found a former Insight Global employee raised concerns 2 months ago. In the email dated February 25th, the employee said they found multiple issues and several exposures that the company made no attempt to correct.
Spam text messages, they are blowing up our phones every day, and they are more dangerous than you may think. Channel 11's Mike Holden explains how those annoying messages are putting our personal information at risk.
Annoying, irritating, downright excessive. That's how a lot of us are feeling when we get these spam text messages day after day. Cyber experts say we need to be extra cautious and don't fall for any of it. Spam text messages like these are being sent out at a rapid rate. Robocall reports Americans received 7.4 billion spam texts just in March. That's nearly 40% more than the month before. Experts say the tactic we keep seeing is spear phishing, where the crook uses personalized messages to you. They'll call you by your name and even mention your job or perhaps a service you frequently use. The best way to protect yourself is to never respond, never click these links, and always err on the side of caution. Remember, experts say most companies will reach out via email with a verified company address or through mail if you actually owe them money.
But just take a quick gut check. Did you enter any contests? Did anything happen that would have led this text message to you? Is this really passing your sniff test to see if it's a legitimate call? And 99.999% of the time, it's not.
And if you're getting these extremely annoying text messages, you can simply report it as spam to your cell phone provider. Copy and paste that message and send it to 7726. Once again, 7726, or just type out spam. In the meantime, we're now asking cybersecurity experts how you can better protect yourself and your loved ones. That part of the story for Channel 11 News starting at 5 o'clock tonight. Reporting this afternoon, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
The Penguins have moved a step closer to transforming the old Civic Arena site. The City Planning Commission approved the first phase of the Lower Hill redevelopment project. That means First National Bank can start construction at a 26-story corporate headquarters. The Penguins and partners have said they're focused on maximizing opportunities for minority and women-owned businesses.
This development has the ability to greatly impact the quality of life and economic opportunities, not only for residents, but business owners in our community.
Developers say this first phase will generate more than $50 million in benefits for the community. Construction is expected to begin this summer.
Severe flooding in the southeast, heavy rain swamping cars at this apartment complex in Birmingham, Alabama. Emergency crews had to bring out their rescue boats to get people out of there and get them to safety. Millions in the southeast are picking up this afternoon after a third round of severe weather. Deadly storms have taken at least 3 lives, and more than 300,000 people were left in the dark. NBC's Sam Brock is in Atlanta with a closer look at the damage.
A combination of severe weather, from tornadoes to heavy rain and flooding, ripped through parts of the southeast, including in metro Atlanta, where I am. This warehouse right here, as you can see, is basically a total loss. You have bricks down here everywhere. The reports say that the president of the warehouse arrived after Monday's tornado to find this scene, the front wall of this massive complex punched out, and about 10 employees who were somehow able to escape unharmed. Now, the wild weather started in Mississippi, went all the way out to Virginia. That's how far the span of tornadoes was. In places like Birmingham, Alabama, a suburb there was serious flash flooding to the point where families in one neighborhood had to be rescued by boat. In Kentucky, a car fell into a sinkhole that was outside of Paducah. And in Texas, there were 5 confirmed tornadoes on Monday, 2 of which were powerful EF2s.
A tornado came and took our house apart, or my parents' house. But they're safe now. We have a mighty God, because I don't know how they survived that.
As for deaths, 3 total, 2 of them in the state of Georgia, and 1 man nearby where I am in Douglasville who died after a tree fell on his car. He was a pillar in the community, someone who helped to feed the needy, was beloved by that whole area. That's the latest here in Atlanta. Sam Brock, NBC News.
Her voice needs heard.
A mother speaking out this afternoon. The alleged abuse, she says, happened to her daughter with special needs that has a teacher on leave.
Help really wanted. The lengths businesses are going to get new workers in the door before the state lifts restrictions.
Temperature right now is 50 degrees across much of the area. I'm going to let you know how long this cooler weather sticks around.
And brides-to-be are getting ready for Pennsylvania's big change.
It's very, very exciting.
But one local woman is still a little worried what she is watching that she hopes won't impact her big day yet again.
we're really hoping, you know, come June 27th that, you know, my dad can finally walk me down the aisle.
Oh my goodness, we hope so too. We're keeping our fingers crossed for you. Brides are so hopeful that they will finally get the wedding of their dreams this summer now that the state is dropping all COVID rules except for face masks at the end of the month. Channel 11's Serafina James caught up with one woman who is now on her third wedding date, and she's hoping it's her last.
It's a day Amanda Finkenbinder has been planning for nearly 2 years, her wedding day.
By January of 2020, we were pretty much set to go with everything. I had put the invites in the envelope. I had already, you know, sealed them shut. They were ready to go. And then COVID hit.
Finkenbinder was supposed to wed her now husband Josh in a large ceremony surrounded by 170 of their closest family and friends in June of 2020, but that didn't happen. Instead, they got married at home.
It was really special and intimate. We didn't even have our parents there.
Finkenbinder tells me after having postponed her big date twice, she's hoping third time is the charm, especially now that COVID-19 mitigation orders except masking will be lifted on Memorial Day. Now, come June 27th, Amanda and Josh plan to have their big ceremony and reception. Not only that, another dream come true.
You know, my dad can finally walk me down the aisle in front of, you know, our friends and family. With public policy, with the government saying that it's safe, you know, to be out and they're lessening the restrictions, I think people are definitely going to feel a lot more secure and safe.
And couples aren't the only ones celebrating.
It's excellent news. It's very, very exciting.
Wedding planners and wedding venues say the announcement from Governor Wolf is big for business.
We were currently at 50 guests, no more than 50 guests, and once this is all lifted, we can accommodate 125 guests for a cocktail-style reception.
Alexis Allen, lead principal planner for Shayla Hawkins Events and co-owner of Slate in the Strip District, tells me lifted restrictions means finally serving current clients that had to postpone and hopefully bringing in new clients.
Allowing us to open this back up allows us to be the venue that we always wanted to be, which is very flexible. It's a very flexible space. You can have a sit-down dinner, you can have cocktail style, you can truly mix and mingle and morph this into what our client wants it to be.
And even with the latest news, there are some brides who have been down this road before. Restrictions ease, then COVID cases go up, and mitigation orders go back in place. But Finkenbinder tells me she's optimistic for the future.
We're going to have the wedding either way. So can't really delay my life any further.
In Pittsburgh, Serafina James, Channel 11 News.
The Mars Area School District is changing things up for this year's prom. According to our partners at Butler Radio, the prom will be held outdoors at the Mars Athletic Complex. It's this Friday, so we hope the weather cooperates. Walmart says Pennsylvanians can now get their vaccine by walking into any Walmart or Sam's Club pharmacy across the state. Walk-ins are accepted as long as supplies last. To make sure you get one, Walmart says you can schedule an appointment and complete the paperwork ahead of time. Walmart pharmacies are open 7 days a week, and they are administering all 3 vaccines that have been approved in the U.S. Peloton is changing its stance after resisting at first. The company has agreed to recall all of its treadmills. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission warned about Peloton's treadmills last month after one child died in an incident involving the machine, and there were dozens of other reported injuries. The company is advising customers who already have the Tread Plus and Tread treadmills to immediately stop using them and contact Peloton for a full refund. Peloton CEO apologized today for not cooperating sooner.
It's the end of an era, at least in New York City. There's been a lot of talk here at home in local school districts, but now the nation's largest public school district is doing it. They're getting rid of snow days. I don't know how I feel about this. Now that schools are getting used to virtual classrooms, they say that will be the go-to when the city gets snow. It also applies to days when school buildings are closed due to an emergency or elections.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Catherine Gordon, I have a meteorologist friend that works up in Boston, and he was saying Can we still have the snow days for the 10+ inch snow events?
Right, there you go.
Do that. Yeah, take a look here at what we've been dealing with, which is the soggy conditions over the last few days. Our rainfall reports Waynesburg picking up a whopping 2.09 inches of rain. Slippery Rock 1.66 inches. Cannonsburg almost an inch and a half. West Mifflin the same, and then Pittsburgh just shy of 1 inch. Visible satellite shows the abundant cloud cover across the area, although I've been analyzing some data which does bring in some breaks in the clouds by late day and into the evening. So you will see this here on our forecast maps for this afternoon. Here for the short term, though, cloudy skies, 2 o'clock, temperature right around 53, 54. We actually reached our high temperature for the day during the overnight period, which was 58 degrees, and we've cooled things off with a cold front. And by 6 o'clock, that's when we're seeing some of those breaks with the temperature there at 54. So if you are getting outside with the kids, maybe you have to have that jacket on, I think, and also carry an umbrella, because we will have a chance for a spotty shower through this afternoon, although that widespread rain we have been dealing with has since pushed out. Take a look here, though, at the clearing that could be taking place as soon as about 5 or 6 o'clock, as I mentioned. And before the sun goes down, we'll be seeing some sunlight out there, sunshine, that is. By 9 o'clock, it looks fairly clear across the area. Overnight tonight, it's partly cloudy and dry. Tomorrow morning, I think we're going to start with some sunshine, but that'll give way to an increase in cloud cover throughout the day, and I'll walk you through the rest of that forecast and when some heavier rain moves in coming up in the next half hour. In the meantime, take a look at tonight's forecast, down to a low of just 39 degrees. So that's a far cry from some of the 60s we've been dealing with in the mornings as of late. So we will need our coats tomorrow morning. Partly cloudy, as I mentioned. Overnight, light winds out of the northwest at 3 to 6. Temperature forecast hour by hour tomorrow. Looks like we're going to top out close to 60 degrees, and we have that increase in cloud cover, but still a below average temperature day for the high side of things, with the average high there around 69 degrees. So we are going to have to get used to some of this cooler weather, because beyond tomorrow, look at Friday, 54 degrees with showers in the picture, and your weekend is always in view, and it does feature highs in the 50s and lows down in the 30s. So it's going to be cold out there. And if we take a closer look here at your Mother's Day forecast, we have really adjusted the temperature, looking at temperatures down only in the 50s for highs. Some of the later data was showing 60s for highs. So we've really kind of adjusted that as some of that data comes in, but it does look rather wet. So Mom, unfortunately, is going to be dodging some raindrops if you're heading out for lunch or dinner. I'll see you back in the next half hour.
Means we get together a nice new umbrella. Thank you, Danielle. Restaurants are having trouble getting the help they need. And when capacity limits get canceled in a few weeks, it'll be an even bigger problem. The lengths businesses are going to get new workers in the door.
A local neighborhood targeted by thieves, the expensive items they're stealing from cars that they have easy access to. Police in Ross Township are warning about thieves on the hunt for catalytic converters. Early Saturday morning, a man in the Laurel Gardens neighborhood woke up to his dog barking, and when he opened his door, he saw two men under his car and his neighbor's car. We spoke with a mechanic who's also been a victim. He says criminals want those converters for the platinum.
They've been doing this for years, though. I mean, I've already had customers, leave a car overnight, like when we were at the old location, and it was a little bit more remote. We come in the morning, it's like wide open exhaust, because they cut the thing right out of there.
Ross police say the suspects in this case drove off in a silver, older Chevy Silverado, possibly a 2000 or 2003 model.
Steelers safety Minkah Fitzpatrick put a smile on a lot of faces of kids this week. He teamed up with local organizations to hand out bikes, helmets, and shoes to local foster children yesterday afternoon. He said, you know what, it's just been a really tough year for kids, and he wanted to give back.
Doing something simple, something fun, and hopefully these kids will go home, share their bikes with their friends, enjoy their bikes with their friends, and hop some curbs and pop some wheelies.
How sweet. He also took photos with the kids and gave them signed Steelers gear.
Coming up, I'll let you know when we're going to enjoy some more sunshine, and we'll also track some rain as we head into your weekend.
Her voice needs heard.
She says her daughter with Down syndrome was abused at school. What she says happened that now has that teacher on leave.
I don't think people like that belong in a school.
That mother wants her daughter's teacher fired. She says he abused the 6-year-old during gym class, and she has special needs. That mother reached out to Channel 11, hoping her story would spark action.
Channel 11's Jillian Hartman went right to the district and found out how they're responding.
We received a phone call from the principal. Sorry, I get emotional. That our daughter was physically forced to sit on a scooter that she did not want to be on.
Nicole and Matt Glancy reached out to Channel 11 after a teacher allegedly physically abused their 6-year-old daughter with Down syndrome at Hozak Elementary School.
Heartbreaking, watching my daughter struggle. She didn't want anything to do with the scooter. I mean, any child, let alone a child with special needs, shouldn't be forced to do something against their will.
They say the incident happened last Monday during their daughter's adaptive gym class and was caught on surveillance video. The clip is 40 seconds long with no audio, but the parents say the teacher is seen grabbing their daughter's arm, dragging her across the floor, and trying to force her to ride a scooter. Their daughter, Elizabeth, is nonverbal and can only say a few words, but in the video, they say she clearly did not want to ride the scooter.
She physically sat down, and he continued to pull her arm across the floor, dragging her on her bum. She still showed resistance, and he proceeded to grab her by her ankles and pull her closer.
Glancy says they were made aware of this when the principal called them on Friday after another adult witnessed the incident and reported it.
This shouldn't have happened to begin with, so we're very frustrated that it took 4 days. This happened on a Monday afternoon, and we got a call Friday morning. That's not okay.
We reached out to North Allegheny School District. The acting superintendent said they take all matters involving students and staff very seriously. The district is currently investigating an incident at the elementary school where an employee has been placed on administrative leave.
I want it known that I want him gone. He shouldn't be allowed in any school district.
Right now, the school district is working with McCandless Police on this investigation. At this time, no charges have been filed. I'm Jillian Hartman, Channel 11 News.
Well, parts of our area getting a little break from the rain right now, but much cooler today. Meteorologist Danielle Dozier tracking it all now at Severe Weather Center 11.
Yeah, what you're looking at behind me is that radar loop over the last many hours that we've been dealing with the rain. And look how widespread it was earlier this morning. Light to moderate showers were passing through. A lot of us were dodging that on the way into work this morning, but we are getting the breaks, and just a few spots of rain are falling here across our area. Eastern Westmoreland County, a few up there in Clarion County. It is much cooler, 49 in Butler, 48 in Beaver, and our temperature in Pittsburgh, Greensburg right now at just 50 degrees. This afternoon, we're looking at a drier atmosphere, so it might feel a little more comfortable out there with our dew points in the 40s to low 50s. These numbers, to put in perspective, were in the 60s yesterday, which is humid. So today we're looking at a drier atmosphere. However, our temperature is cooler at 54, and we've got a bit of a breeze developing throughout the day. And northwest wind is a cooler wind for us that could gust to 20 miles per hour. Make sure you have your jackets. Just an isolated shower chance for the remainder of today. I'll show you when some clearing will take place, get some sunshine in here, and I am tracking that hour-by-hour forecast for more heavier rainfall coming up.
Yeah, we will see you then. Pennsylvania's unemployment rate now stands at 7.3%. That's down from last April when it peaked at more than 16%. But from Burger King to Primanti Brothers, the restaurant industry just can't find enough workers right now. Channel 11's Melanie Gillespie found out some places are now offering signing bonuses as an incentive.
Local businesses are trying to fill those open positions by offering incentives to get people hired. Not only fast food franchises, but local spots like Primanti's offering signing bonuses to employees to get them on payroll. The now hiring signs are saturating the lawns of local businesses. So many positions need filled. We're finding companies are paying people to take the job. Primanti Brothers is one of them.
We just are seeing tremendous demand from our fans in the market, and just need more players and more people to serve them day in, day out.
Primanti says it wasn't a result of the pandemic, but they're offering $300 for hourly team members and up to $1,500 for management positions.
And it really came about from the fact that as the state has reduced restrictions on dine-in and bar business, our business has really picked up At the same time, our takeout and delivery business has stayed pretty close to what it was during the pandemic.
Meantime, fast food chains like McDonald's is offering a $200 signing bonus for crew members for hire. Some Burger King locations are giving out a whopping $1,500 bonus as an incentive to get positions filled.
There are a number of companies that you wouldn't expect putting out incentives, which is probably fairly indicative of the lack of employees that are available to work right now.
County leaders believe the overwhelming need for workers stems from high demand, but also they believe some prospective employees have growing fears of the virus and vaccines and are cautious about returning to the workforce. But Westmoreland County is trying to help get local businesses back on their feet.
In the county, you can apply for a grant of up to $20,000 to assist with defraying the costs. A lot of the businesses that we've talked to are doing it specifically for new employees and paying employee costs.
The county is also concerned about what could happen to some small businesses if jobs go unfilled.
So if a restaurant closes because it couldn't fulfill demand or it couldn't find employees, it's probably not going to be a restaurant when it reopens. And those are the things that really provide the lifeblood of a community.
Westmoreland County's Chamber of Commerce actually lists job openings on their website under a job bank where you can go online and submit your resume. We'll have a link to that on our website, WPXI.com. Reporting in Greensburg, I'm Melanie Gillespie for Channel 11 News.
Across the nation and here in Pittsburgh, applications are accelerating for the Paycheck Protection Program, but the remaining money is dwindling. 150,000 loans were given out in Pennsylvania through May 2nd. That's a combined $9.4 billion. The senior vice president of commercial banking at Dollar Bank told our partners at the Pittsburgh Business Times PPP application volume has steadily declined over the past 2 weeks. The program ends at the end of the month.
Kuhn's Grocery Store is launching same-day delivery across Pittsburgh. The chain is partnering with Shipt to get your groceries right to your front door in as little as an hour. They're offering special deals for Mother's Day as well, starting tomorrow. Deliveries are limited to specific areas in Pittsburgh. Shipt is the same delivery service that Target uses.
A South Hills intersection that received more than $4 million in repairs is now open. This is how the Wenzel Avenue and Carnahan Road intersection looked before the project started in late 2019. And take a look at it now. This is right off Banksville Road, a really busy area. Crews replaced a bridge here, replaced the traffic light, and then widened the intersection as well. Used car sales are booming. Why right now may be the best time to sell your car.
And airlines are adding flights to their schedules, but some have no plane, pilot, or crew members available. The logic behind phantom flights.
More people are booking flights and airlines are hoping demand keeps rising.
Our consumer advisor Clark Howard explains why they're posting schedules for flights with no plane, pilot, or crew.
I got to make you aware of a special problem if you're buying airline tickets for travel more than 2 months from now. Airlines are posting what are known as phantom flights. They're hoping demand is going to rise to near historical levels for air travel. So they're posting schedules with no plane for them, no pilots, no flight attendants, and waiting to see if it sticks, if enough people book. So a huge number of the flights that you may see out there for travel a couple of months out or more don't really exist. And then you're going to get a notice, hopefully you get it, that your flight schedules change and that nonstop may become a connection, your morning flight may become evening, whatever. Know your rights. If the airline does something like that to you, you are allowed a full refund of your money unconditionally, not just a credit for future travel, your money back. And check your flight schedule that you booked a month out and then a week out to know if your plans have changed on you. I'm Clark Howard.
All right, still to come, we are going to be tracking when some more widespread rain moves into the picture and how long some of that rain is going to last throughout your weekend.
A bear roaming a local college campus. There he goes. You see that? And it turned into an impromptu lesson. The unique training some students got after that bear came down. Welcome back, students. Did you see that right there? Students at Clarion University got a big surprise dropping in during finals week. A black bear was spotted up in the tree on campus yesterday. It took 2 tranquilizers to get it subdued, and then the fire department, they got out the bucket truck and kind of knocked him off. He's all right. Before taking the bear away, the wildlife conservation officer let 3 nursing students help him out. 2 of them put tags in the ears and another pulled a tooth, and they're also going to use that tooth to figure out the bear's age.
It was really cool. It It was something that kind of freed me. It was my last final at 8 a.m. for junior year. So we were like just kind of done trying to get the stress off. And then there's a bear and like could be really stressful or it could have been really fun. And we made it really fun.
That is good to hear. The Game Commission tells us the bear is just fine and has been relocated to game lands further north in Clarion County.
If you're thinking about selling your car, this might just be the right time to do it, as parts shortages and decreased production make new cars more expensive and harder to buy. The market for used cars is hot. NBC's Vicki Nguyen explains.
Used cars are having a moment. Auto Trader says sellers are getting an average of 12% more for their cars, and some are cashing in even higher.
I had people literally offering me double the price that I wanted cash without ever seeing the vehicle.
Why is it a seller's market for used cars?
Mainly because of demand. So a lot of people decided to get an inexpensive used car rather than use public transportation. Also, there's stimulus money and people are optimistic.
The collapse of the rental car industry last year also means fewer used cars are entering the market, and new car production has stalled. A global semiconductor shortage means we could see 1.2 million fewer new cars built this year. For sellers and buyers, choose a public place when meeting up.
A lot of local police stations are offering the services of their parking lot to do those kinds of transactions, and that's a safe way to do it.
If you're buying, be ready to seal the deal.
Finding a used car has been, honestly, like finding a needle in a haystack.
It's just hard to find something available that I can go test drive and that's not already sold by the time I get to the lot.
If you're looking to buy a used car, research prices on several sites like Kelley Blue Book and Auto Trader. And remember, demand is lower for sedans than it is for trucks or SUVs. Also ask for the car's inspection report.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Well, checking out our car wash forecast over the next few days. Today, I have it yellow because we do have some spots of rain that could still be lingering on. So just keep that in mind if you were wanting to wash it. Now, tomorrow, I think we're going to be having a fairly dry day. And so that's the day to wash your car if you want to get some of that scum off of it after all of the recent rainfall we've had. And then Friday, we bring back some showers. Saturday, once again, caution just because we have some spots of rain in the forecast, although it doesn't look like it's going to be raining all day. So maybe you want to go ahead and wash it then. Take a look here at our hourly forecast and going forward. Storm Tracker at the 2 o'clock hour shows the cloud cover. There are some speckles of green on the model data, which hints at the chances for rain this afternoon, although it will not be raining everywhere. And then by late day and evening, we get some breaks in the clouds and seeing some sunshine before the sun goes down. And we head into this evening and tonight, if you have any outdoor plans, those are looking good. So meaning if you're heading out to dinner or such, it looks good. Dry conditions overnight tonight, partly cloudy, and we will have some sunshine out the door tomorrow morning. Here's the 8 a.m. hour, and that sunshine will give way to cloud cover throughout the afternoon. So I am expecting some clouds to thicken up as the day wears on, but we do keep it dry through Thursday. Friday, I do expect some showers to be around. This particular weather model isn't honing in on showers over top of our area during the morning, but a lot of the other model data is. So I'm expecting that for your Friday morning commute, we will be dodging some raindrops, and that will be the case throughout the day on Friday with just a fairly cloudy sky expected. It will be much colder tomorrow morning as you head out the door. The low is down to 39 degrees with winds out of the northwest at 3 to 6 miles per hour. So we're going to need our coats, and really all across the area, we're looking at these temperatures falling. So about 35 Washington, 38 Uniontown, 36 degrees in Indiana. So we should be in the mid upper 40s for lows. So well below average, and below average temperatures again. Tomorrow is May 6th. We should be close to 70 degrees this time of year, but we're only pushing 60 with that increase in cloud cover. Winds will be lighter tomorrow than what we have out there today, which, by the way, could be some gusts to 20 out of the northwest. We're looking at winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour tomorrow. 60 in Washington, 59 in Butler and Indiana, and 59 in Greensburg. The 5-day forecast with your weekend always in view. Those showers I do expect on Friday at 54, and Saturday and Sunday we're going to have highs in the mid 50s. Isolated showers on Saturday and showers for Mother's Day Sunday. We talked a little bit about that, so make sure you have your umbrella then. Wanted to show you a quick outlook from the Climate Prediction Center for May 7th through the 11th. Features below average temperatures. So yeah, we've been talking about these highs only in the 50s coming up and lows down in the 30s. And on both the high temperature and the low temperature, that's roughly 10 degrees or so below average. And it looks like that trend will continue. Guys.
Danielle, thank you. Well, check this out. Tiffany's is releasing its first men's engagement ring. It comes in platinum and titanium with a diamond, of course, in the center. The jeweler is naming the line after their company's founding. The founder, the Charles Tiffany setting. He introduced their women's engagement ring way back in 1886. The men's line will be available at Tiffany's in New York City later this month.
Just buy your fiance a Jeep. I think you'd rather have that than the ring. UPS says Mother's Day is its busiest holiday in the first half of the year, even outpacing Valentine's Day. More than 1 in 3 people who answered a recent survey plan on shipping their Mother's Day gift this year. According to the survey, men are much more likely to ship Mother's Day gifts this year than women. Just a reminder, Mother's Day is this Sunday.
Hey, Lisa Robertson here with Local Steals and Deals, and this is one of the most popular ideas we have ever brought you. These are the Lotus trolley bags. Now, these are really cool grocery bags that allow you to be organized, efficient, carry things better, know where things are, not throw things away, throw things in the washing machine so you know where they came from. You get the idea. 4 amazing grocery bags, and here's how they work. Number 1, you're going to get this one, which is insulated. How great is that? You're also going to get one with sleeves and organization for eggs and a bottle of wine, because you know you're going to need that, as well as other things. You get 2 of the general purpose bags, but I just walk in the grocery store, right? Open it up, put it right in the cart. Now I have all 4 bags in the cart. Everything's organized as I'm picking it up and going, oh, the frozen food goes in the insulated. Oh, the eggs go here. And oh, the produce goes there. So now everything's organized. It's easy for me to see what I've gotten. It's easy for me to get in and out of the grocery store more quickly. And each of these bags carries up to 70 pounds. So when I'm going to my car, I put it over my shoulder. I'm supporting it with my whole body, not trying to be all the way out here. And I know what I have, I get it home easily, and I know where it came from. This isn't something where I'm walking in a store and I'm touching something everybody else. No, these are my bags from my house that came out of my washing machine. And how fabulous is that? By the way, right now my social life is pretty much limited to the grocery store, so I like to really look like a rock star when I go in. You should see the look on people's faces when I walk by with all 4 of these in my cart. They're like, whoa, what's up with her? It's awesome. These are one of the best ideas ever. You know you got a grocery shop. You know you want to be organized. You know you don't want to have a million extra things laying around. And you know you want to bring your bags to do it even better. Right now, if you go to localsteals.com, you can get these for 40% off. And by the way, they do great produce bags. You can find those on there as well. Great idea. Everybody needs it. I know you're going to love it.
Finally this afternoon, the Penguins getting their revenge over the Flyers last night. And with 2 games to go in the regular season, the Pens are back in first place. And Sidney Crosby, he had one of those classic nights. Second period in South Philly, scoring his first goal of the game and 22nd of the season, making it 3-0 Pens. And then in the third period, why not? Here's another by Crosby, making it 5-3 Pens. Just another night for Sid Crosby in South Philly. Pens are on top with 73 points now. Caps 2 back with 2 games in hand. Boston's 4 behind the Pens with 2 games in hand. And the Islanders are 5 points back with a game in hand.
There's a tradition at Wrigley Field. Cubs fans throw home run balls back if they're hit by the visiting team. That tradition has been passed down through the years, and it was on full display Tuesday. The Dodgers hit a 9th inning home run. And then that little Cubs fan right there, he got an assist from the big Cubs fan and fired that ball back right onto the field. And the crowd, of course, loved it. And the tradition lives on. Don't mess with that tradition. That's all for Channel 11 News at noon. Our next newscast is tonight at 5.
Thanks for joining us. Have a fantastic afternoon.